Hey everybody, and welcome back to Let's Play Avernum 5. So we have arrived in and started looking around the Vanatai lands a little bit, and we're going to enter their town of Thalans and see what there is to see. A couple of generic Vanatai first, who are probably not going to be able to talk to us, able or willing. There are several Vanatai wandering around Thalans. They're cleaning, working, sharpening their weapons, and preparing to reclaim their ruined caverns. Okay, so they only recently exited hibernation, which makes sense. Explains a couple of things we've seen. Though they have many jobs, they share a total lack of comprehension of your language. You make a few awkward hand gestures at each other, but nothing comes of it. Alright, fair enough. Oh, get it up? Oh, difficulty 11, I see. Well, I mean, I have no reason to steal their stuff, so I'm just not going to, for now, against all my instincts. I'm still gonna take a look, though. Okay. Anti-warriors, warriors... Oh, and there are several Vanatai warriors in this dome, true. Clustered around one of the crystal coffins. The huge item looks like it has been dragged here with rope, muscles, and whatever the Vanatai use for sweat. The Vanatai warriors are so engrossed in their task that they don't even notice the Empire soldier, Empire outsider, walking into their room. One of them is working at a panel in the crystal... What? At a panel in the crystal with a chisel and a hammer. He swings the hammer, there is a loud clank, and a long crack appears on the side of the pillar. The room suddenly becomes very cold. The smell of rot fills the air. The Vanatai shout and raise their weapons. Then the side of the pillar shatters and something flies out. Things become very hectic. Unleashed Vanaboy. Unfortunately not a wraith that we need for our quest. Okay. Well, that's certainly unexpected. I also didn't know that this was how that worked. Also, we did get healed as we entered. I wasn't even paying attention. I was hoping that would be the case, but then of course I did not reapply any buffs. So, which one would be the most important? I mean, against just this one enemy and with the help of these warriors, it's not going to be particularly tough, I'm guessing. But still. I mean, I guess I'm going to give her haste. Of course, now we're in combat. Reduce armor. Get a double hit in. Okay, I mean, that's a lot of damage. Yikes. With any luck, all these incoming attacks might stun it a little bit. We're definitely going to reduce its attack power, if possible. Well, unfortunately, that was a 4% parry. The damage it dealt looked magical? Yes, that was magical damage, and a lot of it, too. Come on. Isn't there a scroll down all the way button? I don't know. Maybe there is. I guess it's not a problem that often. Anyway, we are going to cast Prismatic Shield, because that seems quite necessary. And unfortunately, I'm not going to have a chance to apply any buffs. Okay. I mean, that's much more manageable than the first round. Well, I would love to try... Oh, wait. You can try again? Why aren't you fatigued? Didn't I activate this before? I'm sure I did. Oh. Okay, anyway. Now it's cursed. Dealing even less damage than before. I mean, it's most of the way dead already, but, you know. I guess we're gonna... do... this? It's probably not gonna matter. I would love to buff a little bit. You know, I'm gonna trust that she's gonna survive one round, now that the Wonderboy has been weakened and we've been strengthened. So, attack power to finish this more quickly. Also, I want to give this acid weapon a try. Okay, primarily I was interested in seeing... Oh, wait, it is poisoned. Which makes no sense, because, you know, it's clearly an acid weapon that deals acid damage, right? But it doesn't apply acid, but poison, which is weaker. I mean, I guess it's still some extra damage that's going to be happening to an enemy that's not resistant to it. I don't know. The damage looked a little bit weaker. Oh, wow. The aura, or spraying attack or whatever. Nova. +2 attacks. Pretty rough. Anyway, 32. Yeah, I don't know. The initial attacks with the fire weapon seemed higher, but you know, it's always so random that it's extremely hard to tell. Let's see here. Takes no damage. Okay, so it's completely immune to acid. Apparently. Or extremely resistant, which makes me wonder why I'm even dealing damage with the oozing sword. Maybe it's actually not acid, but it's poison. That would make sense, I suppose. Anyway, nope, please. Okay. We should be able to heal our Vanatai friends, right? Let's see if this works. It did. Okay. You know, let's just do that twice, because I would like to keep them alive if possible. I'm sure it doesn't make it any kind of difference, but... Oh, I should not have done that with only 9 action points. That was a waste. It's fine. Acid blow. 180 damage. Okay. Oh, it can double hit. But with any luck it should be dead before it does another magical Nova attack. Why are there two... Why does it look like there's 2 lightning bolts flying? It's kind of... I don't know. Also, does this count as an undead? I'm gonna risk it. Repel spirit? Okay, it is. Clearly. And it's dead. Alright. It dropped something. Vanatai cloak, probably platinum ring? Yeah, it's not magical, but... I'll take those. Okay. Battle's over. Was wondering if there would be... something would be happening. I mean, they can't talk to me, I suppose, so... I try to speak with the Vanatai, but it doesn't respond. Maybe it can't speak your language. Or it's too traumatized by the battle. Or most likely both. I suppose. So that's not a normal occurrence, huh? With that undead Vanatai just pop out of their crystal coffins. It's also not something I remember ever happening or hearing about in the earlier games that had Vanatai. So, I don't know, maybe that's a new development. It certainly does seem to be taking these Vanatai by surprise. Hello? What is that? Oh, Veltana. That... we might have heard that name before? Maybe? The Vanatai have a special relationship with crystals. Yeah, that's, I think that's pretty obvious. Their magic is based on them, and most of their crafts are made of crystal. They even turn the souls of their most valued ancestors into living crystals. Crystal crafters are some of the most revered beings in the Vanatai lands. This Vanatai is a practitioner of the art. She is carving designs into the surface of a long green crystal with remarkable patience and delicacy. Then she turns and bows to you. She points at her chest and says, Veltana. She doesn't seem to know a word of your tongue. Can you understand me? She smiles weakly. Then she points at her chest and says, Veltana. Okay. Buy, sell a crystal? I mean, she wouldn't be able to understand, though. Show her some money. I mean, also, why would they be interested in our money? Buy? Oh, for some reason, I guess she is. Maybe she's just being polite and is going to take our worthless pieces of whatever. Copper, I guess? I suppose metal, just as a material, wouldn't be useless to them necessarily. Anyway, fine resistance, warmth ring, and don't right-click. Cold resistance, fire resistance, poison and acid resistance. We found one of those recently. We could buy another one of these. I mean, maybe. Although, you know, it's a little bit expensive, and we might still have a use for most of this money. So it's interesting to see that they have a focusing crystal and a fine steel if we need more. Sell? We definitely do have a lot of stuff to sell, so this will actually make us quite a bit richer. Wow, look at all these beautiful crystals. Might be quite a few more of those to find here in the Vanatai lands as well. Gonna keep that rapier for now. Oozing blade based image. I mean, I guess it doesn't say anywhere that it's actually acid based. Just the fact that it gives acid resistance made me believe that, of course. Like the fiery blade gives fire resistance. But I guess oozing could technically be poison. I mean, still, I mean, the base damage should still be the same, independent of what element it actually is. And, you know, it's not necessarily... I don't know if necessarily any more enemies would be resistant to poison than to acid, for example. So it might still... or it's probably still going to be just as valuable for anything, you know, with higher physical defense, but also fire defense. So, yeah. Anyway, this was his old cap. Yeah. I'm going to go back to that one. Right. And now, well, that wasn't as much money as I was expecting, honestly, from an inventory this full, but I guess I shouldn't be complaining. Pointed crystal. Crystal. She understands. She says, with a thick accent, crystal. She holds up a mined crystal and shows it to you. Then she reaches into her robe and removes several tiny gold coins. Ah, that's awesome. She holds the two together. It seems clear enough. She will buy mined crystals. You know what? Take all of my mined crystals. I hit the wrong option, but let's try that again. Mined crystals for you. Sultana takes your quality, rough, unformed crystals. She gives you 20 coins for each one. We had at least 69, so that's, again, not quite as much money as I thought. But, you know, again, not complaining. It's over 1,000. It's, yeah, what, like 1,300 or so, I think? Maybe something like that. You have also given her enough crystals to merit a special reward. She gives you a lovely carved crystal. Okay, awesome. Can you understand me? No, of course not. Focusing crystal. Oh, yeah, okay. Sure. And that was indeed all of our remaining mined crystals. Awesome. And before there was maybe some other thing to do with them, but... I mean, I guess what we could have done with them before, until we made that... or before we made that one town hostile, was... make potions out of them or something? We couldn't just sell them outright. And I think we only could make like basic healing potions, so just turning them into money seems like the better option anyway. Yeah, anyway, I'm really glad that we did find a purpose for them in the end. I really was not sure that we would. Anyway, just to make sure, yeah, okay, the option is of course gone until we acquire more, I'm guessing. So that's nice. I'm very tempted to remove the barrier and interact with this crystal here. I mean, in fact, I'm so tempted that I'm going to do that if I can. When you stare deep within this crystal, you see something moving. It is writing. Words and magical formulae float in and out of view. This is a Vanishai crystal tome. Though the words are alien to you, the symbols are familiar. You can't understand the words, but you can decipher some of the symbols and formulae. You learn how to revive an ally who has been grievously wounded. What? Just like that? And they're not even angry? I mean, why put this behind a barrier? You're okay with this, right? No hard feelings? Everything's fine? We cool? Yeah? Okay. Alright, there is an underground section to this place. I see. Buzzik-tel. Buzzik-tel. Oh, also, that's right, this person here? Sultana does not have a suffix title. So no official function? Has that been the case for crystal carvers? You'd think that a cast of people, or not cast, but, you know, a group of people so revered within their people would have a specific suffix, if no one else. I don't remember what tel is. Was that something like mayor or elder? We'll see. There is a Vanatai sitting cross-legged here, sharpening his wave blade and razor discs with a grey piece of stone. When you get close, he looks up at you with distaste. He pulls a piece of paper out of his cloak and spreads it out in front of him. It has notes on your language. Ah, okay. He prepared a few words in case he met you. Literally a few words. He points at his chest. Buzzik-tel. He points at you. Empire. Bad. Go. I mean, we were literally invited here, so I'm sorry that you don't seem to like us. Wow, really? That's a nice sword. Can I see it? It's it seems kind of rude and uncalled for in this situation here. You know, maybe first things, most obvious things first. What do you want? He seems to understand you. He points at you. Surface. Bad. Skora Irno talk. He consults his paper. Skora Irno wrong. Surface bad. Empire bad. He points at you. Go. Okay, I guess you have all the necessary vocabulary there. How can I go? How can I go? He doesn't understand you, but he has more words prepared. You go. He points to the north. Caribas. He points down. Under. He points to the east and then raises his upraised finger to his temple and makes a growling sound. It is humorous. Finally, he points to the east again. Go. These seem to be directions of some sort. Painfully vague, though. Yeah. North. Caribas. Under. North as in the room to the north where we can go downstairs, or north as in the map north of here, with where the game did tell me that the in the center of this whole Vanatai area was supposed to be that mountain. So possibly, even though I first thought the icon on the map depicted some sort of building, it might actually be more of a mountain or a spire of some sort. Whereas the description as we entered the area east of here with the sulfurous pits, it did mention a volcanic mound of some sort, but that might not be the mountain that we were first told about, so maybe a separate thing. Anyway, Caribas sounds like a separate place from this one. Or maybe Caribas is a name? No. It did mention some sort of Irno, I forgot already. So that would be the elder, or yeah, someone important around here. So north, down, or under, then east, then raises upraised fingers to his temples and makes a growling sound. Huh. Well, we're gonna find who or whatever he's talking about anyway, so it's all very vague. Vague. He makes a shrugging motion and returns to sharpening his weapons. Your audience has ended. Okay. Except that we are still pointlessly gonna ask the remaining questions. What do you do here? He looks confused, then he points at his blade. That's a nice... Okay, it definitely makes more sense to ask those questions in that order. That's a nice sword, can I see it? When you indicate his blade, he snatches it away and hisses at you. Okay, fair enough. Not very productive. Skora Irno. Wait, so... he told us to talk to Skora Irno. I believe that was the name that I forgot. So those directions that he gave us were completely unrelated to that, which is interesting. You're guarding this room. I see. Okay. Well, before we talk to the important person, it's just... Huh? Something blocking my way. What? Oh, indeed. This particularly large Vanatai is guarding at the corridor into the southwestern dome. She steps forward to block your movement. Then something happens. She tilts her head to the side. She seems to be listening to instructions, but you don't hear anything. She looks displeased. Then she turns and walks away without a word. Interesting. In fact, she just disappears completely. Oh, I see. They have a crystal soul around here, it looks like. Epiran Bok. You know what this thing is. There is no soldier in the Empire army who doesn't. These things help bring about the failure of the invasion of Avernum. Then they help the Vanatai to devastate the continent of Valorim. It is a crystal soul. These creatures are the souls of the most wise and revered dead Vanatai, magically transformed into crystal. They are sacred to the Vanatai. Once, the Empire stole 3 of them. Great chaos resulted. When you get close to the soul, you feel its presence in your mind. It is not hostile, though you sense that it has been made aware of its kind's troubled history with the Empire. My God. I am Epiran Bok, it broadcasts into your brain. I said you were to be led into our lands. I would contact you to touch the mind of a surface welder. Okay, so are you the one who talked to us at the barrier? That would make sense, I guess. Maybe. Why did you want to speak with me? Yeah, let's start with that, I guess. To learn. I have touched the mind of Clodeka and learned of your speech. Clodeka. Do we know that name? I don't recognize it immediately. Maybe one of the explorers that came past the barrier? I learned more of that than she thought she knew, but that is nothing like touching the direct mind. I see your goal. I see the desire to hunt the assassin. I see we are only an obstacle, but you are not mad. You can be dealt with. Thanks for realizing that. I see that you can be mercenary. You can work for pay. I can enlist you, give you trinkets, and get tasks done without risking my kind. Yeah, that's kind of what we've been doing, or what people have been using us for, so sure. What are your plans for the humans? The quiet voice in your head continues. We have to live. We cannot and will not sleep forever. We must have lands to live. We will act. You are of the Empire. This is our business with Avernum. It does not concern you. Yet, if you would help us, talk to Skora Irno. What do you think of the Empire? I am fresh. I slept through all the strife. I was blessed in missing the battle between you and the near Vanatine nation. I have no feelings about the Empire. If they do not attack us, we will not hurt them. That's good to hear, at least. Sure, I would work for you for pay. I sense true. I always do. Okay. It is easy. Your kind has simple minds. Was that really necessary? You could work on your, I don't know, diplomacy skills. I'll say that much. To the north is Carabas, where I will be placed in the spiral in the center and approached for my wisdom. Before Carabas can be regained, it must be purified. I see. Enter the spiral. Use the controls within to begin the purification. Flee. I will reward you. Okay, just push a button and escape? That seems easy enough. No, certainly there's not going to be any kind of problem with that. How do I use the controls? You see an image in your mind. It is a control panel near a platform. You see yourself pressing a crystal, then another crystal, then a third, and then you see fire everywhere. The voice returns. We have tamed the power of the mountain. The purification unleashes a small portion of it. If you are harmed by fire, you might want to run. Yes, thanks. I don't think we needed any instructions for that case, but... Well, we'll see about that. Okay. Where did you come from? I was created. My former form was Epiron Irno. I shed the physical form hundreds of your years ago. I received the greatest honor. My spirit was drawn out and worked into purest crystal. Then my sanity survived and I was elevated. Oh, congrats. You might not have survived? The transformation into a crystal soul is an ordeal. There is much pain. Some go mad. Those ones must be sent on into death. And you spend all your time advising the Vanatai? In return for honor and for escaping death, I owe the Vanatai my calm and wisdom. I guide them. It is my purpose, my being. Do you like it? The more complicated emotions, the liking, they rotted away with my body. Oh, that's convenient. The emotions I can still feel, I must always fight to keep them under control. More than that, I will not say to an outsider. I think we've heard enough anyway. Can you teach me anything? There is much I could share with you. Could. For now, I will not. Okay, fair enough, I suppose. I'm hunting a wraith, and not just any wraith, a lord of its kind. Can you help me? Ah, I remember. Others may not, but I do. 3 sleeps back, a resting shaper's helpless mind was taken by a dark spirit. The result was so powerful that we could only trap it. We sent an expedition to kill it, but we failed. The enchanted crystal we sent with them to shield them was lost with them when we sealed up the tomb. Enchanted crystal we sent with them to shield them. Okay. I happily tell you where the Wraith Lord is frozen, so you might destroy it. Or I could break the seal and fail, and then it would no longer be sealed and escape and wreak havoc on your lands. Did you consider that possibility? Anyway, where is it? Obviously, that's not going to happen. In the northwest caves. Look for the square of wall surrounded by crystal pylons. There, trace the symbol in the east wall. For a moment you see the symbol in your mind. It seems simple enough. Then you can enter and test your luck against the poor possessed soul. Okay. You sent a crystal with them? We did. It was a blessed stone, specially made to take from them the many curses of the Wraith. Even with it, sadly, their strength was not enough. If you can find that crystal, you may have a hope against the Dark One. Okay, good to know. Purify Carabas quest, okay. Quest received, Basic tells directions. Oh. Wait. Yeah, but he only directed us toward Carabas, right? Hold on. I didn't realize that we had been given a quest by then. Or, at that time when we talked to him. There is a hostile and confusing Vanatai named Baziktil and Thalans. He wants to be rid of you. He seemed to give you directions to leave the Vanatai lands, though they were somewhat vague. So underneath Calabas, which is presumably the mountain north of here. And then... what? East? And then he pointed upwards? Or at his temple and made weird sounds? Well, maybe we'll find out what that's all about. Vanatai crystals. Yes, okay. She did mention to communicate to you that she will reward you for mine crystals, and she already did, and there are apparently also more rewards for turning in a certain number. Although it's interesting that we only got one special reward for turning in, again, at least 69 of them, which seems like a very, very large number. So I wonder if you can only ever get one of those special rewards per turn in. So hopefully I'll find more crystals to give to her, and that might then give me maybe more special rewards. Because the first one was, a focusing crystal, kind of neat, but nothing too special, of course. Anyway, the Wraith Lord, yep. Wait, no, that's still the old quest. Right. Purify Carabas. Right. And we haven't even talked to the Irno around here. There might be even more quests coming our way. Hello. Skora Irno. This Vanatai has a gold circlet around his head and bracelets on his arms. His skin seems drier and wrinklier. Perhaps he is a figure of authority. If so, his lack of obvious hostility seems a good sign. He silently inspects you. He seems fascinated. This might be the first time that he has seen someone of your species close up. Then he says, "Forgive my talk. I am Skora Irno. I lead here. I speak you at barrier. I let you here. Must talk with your kind. Is time. Must tell you our story. Urgent, before we act." I have papers of transit. Why would he possibly be interested in them? But sure. He looks at the papers. Even though there are many differences between your kind and his expression carries a universal message. Why should I care about this? Yeah, I mean, in his case it makes more sense than anyone else's, of course. He says, "No interest. Papers not good here. Must tell tale of Vanatai." Sure. Tell me a story, of course. The aged Vanatai nods and begins to speak. He apparently prepared and memorized the speech so that his lack of knowledge of your tongue won't hinder him. The Vanatai are people of caves, are so for many, many long... He struggles for the word. Long years. The caves are hard, little eating, little room, so Vanatai make way to go on. When time passed and life is hard, we sleep. Sleep? The crystal coffins? Yes, coffin. Some stay out to not breed and to end lives in long, quiet disappearing. Others sleep to wake in years when caves are restored for us. It is our time of awakening now. We of Thalans rise to free all and retake our home. But now as we sleep, all goes wrong. The cave quakes, they break defense, rockhounds come in, dark spirits, and worse. But that is not what is tearing our hearts. It is thieves. There are thieves? The people of Avernum. That is what you call them? Avernum. They take our home. They call it Azure Gallery. They seize it. They smash up the precious sacred crystals. Oh, whoops. We might have had a hand in that, to some degree. They destroy the plants that feed us. They stole our home. What they say is Azure Gallery is where we go to live. We have learned things of how world is now. We know Empire is not friend of Avernum. We know you are Empire. We know you hunt humans who go through our land. Yeah, I mean, it's very specific humans. Not planning to be instrumentalized against the people of the Azure Gallery, if that's what it's gonna come to. And it does seem like that's the case. We have offer for you, letting you pass. In return, your help. That was my tale. What say you? I don't want to get involved in this. All I want to do is pass through your lands. Yeah, that's basically it. Avernite or not, I will not act against humanity. Yeah, I mean, that's basically just a more direct version of option number 1 that might make them more directly angry. The thing is, obviously they want my help in return for letting me pass. And if I don't help them, be it by, openly declaring my hostility or just staying neutral, why would they let me pass, right? Still, I'm going to try the more diplomatic option, I guess. You are involved. You don't want it, but you are. You help, we let pass. That is all. Now I will ask questions. I will ask questions. What would you know? You mean you will answer questions? I don't know. Well, we'll see if we can somehow somehow get out of this, get through this without actually getting more involved than we already are. You are the leader here. I am the still living leader, not soul leader. I am Irno, guide, learned one, who directs us as we continue the awakening. When all is ready, I awaken the council and we take place to lead in Kiribati. Or I decide if awakening must be halted. Who else leads here? We are honored to have a crystal soul, our most honored ones, the frozen spirits of our wisest in crystal form. Epiron Bok, who alone chooses whether to see you or not. Well, we've already talked to him. Wisdom of Epiron Bok guides us. Great is our fortune. Indeed. The awakening can be halted. We can rebuild defenses, strengthen them to hold humans out and continue our sleep until greedy humans starve themselves. Then awaken later. I mean, if that's an option, why not? Oh, this is painful and has great cost. I see. That maybe. Why not? Before it comes to this, there will be blood. What is Kiribati? He points to the north. The mountain is leadership's seat of Vanatai, place of the council that has not been reclaimed. When all are restored, is where our kind will have our center. Okay. Tell me a story. That would be the same story again, right? Or is it his personal story? Again? Alright, no, that's fine. Thanks. Thieves, yep. How do you know so much about the Empire and Avernum? We have fortune. There is another nation of Vanatai that has contacted your kind many times, with much blood. Yeah, how fortunate. They preparing to sleep now, to heal spirits and wait for time when you have gone. One wise one of them is Clodeka. She rejects sleep and comes to guide us. From her we learn talk. Okay, Clodeka is another Vanatai. I see. Yeah, still, I don't recognize that name, although maybe I should. There are different Vanatai nations? There are many different Vanatai people spread through under the world. Each can only talk to a few others. A few of others. Where is Clodeka? She is near. She is within Thelans. Okay, well that basically leaves exactly one room where we haven't looked. Is this other Vanatai nation that one that attacked Avernum and the Empire? There has been ugly things, it's true. The war has left their spirits unsettled. They create mighty defenses and rest and heal until a time when Avernum starves itself and flees the underworld. I mean, that might happen one day, who knows? You think that Avernum will starve? From what we see, we Vanatai say that the caves are our mother, but greedy mother, with harsh lessons. Thus the sleep, so we take what mother will give, and no more. Unless our wisdom is shown by them, they see soon how hard a life in caves is. Yeah, but I mean, then the humans did use magic to create organisms that can sustain them in the caves, right? Which is not something I think the Vanatai have ever done. So they basically just use whatever resources occur naturally, but the humans have all those specifically modified plants and fungi that allow them to survive, if not particularly in a particular situation of bounty, but it's also not like the main nation of Avernum is constantly at the verge of starving. Overpopulation might, of course, be a problem, or is a problem, as we see that's basically the main theme, of course, and why this whole northern frontier is a thing. But yeah, anyway. I have another question. Sure, many more questions actually. Tell me more about your sleeping, I suppose. Little else to say. We live for centuries. We sleep for centuries. Not all can sleep, though. Some stop breeding and die of old age. Rest are seeds from where the new Vanatai people grow. How do you decide who sleeps? Is ones who can best regrow our people. It is hard thing to sleep. Much risk. Some die of freezing, some destroyed by monsters, and a very few, when minds are quiet and still, they are taken. These are the Wraith and Vanavoy. Beware these dark spirits. So you trust the ones who don't sleep to just wait and die? I mean, it's not like they can do much about living and then eventually dying, right? Of course. How could true Vanatai do any other thing? No more children, just lonely ending. But what do you do if a Vanatai does try to have children? Skora Irna looks away. There are hard things to be Vanatai, not talk to with outsider. Okay, I see. A delicate issue. I'd like to hear more about what you want me to do. Actually, do I? Well, first, all the other things, I think. I'm hunting an assassin named Dorikas. Can you help me find him? We know little of your struggle. We do not know Dorikas. We do not want to know. One thing I can say. Span of days, long span of days, but not too long ago, while awakening began. Intruders broken through barrier, passed quickly through to east. Scouts saw them. Then we put guards on gate. Did you get a look at them? Scout eyes are sharp. There were 30. Huge men led, female wizard guided. Skin was not pale like Avernite. Skin had unpleasant pinker or darker tones of Empire people. They went. We do not want them back. No more we know. Well, that seems pretty, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know. Seems like it definitely was Dorikas. Anyway, I have another question. A human wizard named Shanker tried to create a crystal soul. The resulting creature has gone mad. Yeah, I mean, we need to mention that at some point, right? Surprisingly, Skora Irno seems amused by this. Human inflicts monsters on self with unknown Vanity crystal magic. Human is welcome. Yeah, please, go ahead and destroy yourself, little by little, whatever way you choose. Yet, I would not have a crystal soul be tormented, even if it is spirit of alien kind. Know this, crystal souls when made are mad. Crystal souls when made are mad. That's just how it is. They must be restored to calm so that wisdom can come out. They attack. You must defend. Fight it to standstill. Oh, really? Of course it had to come to that. Then, when it is drained, place hands on it. Let it feel life. Let it be calmed. That is the way with their kind. Was done with precious Epiron Bog. Done with all. You take note of this. Okay. Well, I'm hunting a wraith. And not just any wraith, a lord of its kind. Can you help me? Well, we already have directions, but... I'm only 100 spans old. In that time, all wraiths we have found have been destroyed. I'm not old enough to know of others. Okay? Well, let's get it out of the way. I'd like to hear more about what you want me to do. I'm glad. It's time. North in Azure Gallery land is our home. Must be gotten back. To get it, we must get humans out. It starts with their town of Muck. Weak town, easy to expel. You will help. For passage, you must do something to weaken Muck. So they must leave. Taking blades and hacking them can be done, but not necessary. Just thing to shift balance so they stay no longer. Yeah, but the thing is they can't leave. They would love to. Most of them would just love to return to the main caves or even to the surface or something, anywhere else. But this frontier that did not turn out to be what they expected it to be. But they just can't. I mean, I could agree now to see what can be done, but it's just... I don't really want to. The thing is, that can't be the only option, right? I mean, technically I could just attack the guards at the eastern gate and just leave this place behind. I can probably defeat them. But that also seems like a terrible option. I don't know. I don't necessarily want to fight the Vanity. I just want to be let through in peace. The thing is, you know, we have talked to their revered elder Crystal Soul, and have been given a task. So I wonder if by helping with the great task here of reclaiming their future seat of power, we could, you know, earn ourselves the right to the right of passage, the right of free passage to the Eastern lands, without you know, even against Skora Irno's will. If Epiron Bog says that we earned that right for helping him, we might not have to do anything about what Skora Irno wants. So that's what I'm hoping is going to be the case. For now, no, I will not do that. You support thief? You are thief. You cannot pass our lands. I sent you away. You wander with rockhounds. You think about your hunted Dorikas escaping quickly. Learn you have no choice and come back. Yeah, well, we'll see about that. If it does seem like there is really no other option, or the only other option seems to be attacking the gate guardians. Wait, Is there... Oh, right, there was someone guarding this room here. Who I apparently clicked on. A few volunteer guards are living in the alcove to the south. They have placed their beds under stone overhangs and are trying to avoid the water that constantly drips from above. A volunteer warrior stands guard, preventing you from passing. They refuse to let you intrude upon their privacy. Okay, that makes sense, I guess. Alright, so no exploring this one room here, but that's fine. So yeah, anyway, if it does seem like attacking would be the only option to actually be allowed to move on, well, be allowed to, in a way, then I can always return and talk to her and agree to at least look into a way to possibly drive out the inhabitants of Mach in a peaceful manner. But again, I just don't see how that could be possible. Anyway, so the Wraith is to the northwest. Let's see here. My first instinct, basically after we entered the this cavern here, the southeastern cavern, briefly, and got the nasty sounding description about it, my first instinct was to leave that for last and maybe start in the northwestern corner. But I have since been thinking that maybe I should go against my instincts and just start with this place instead. Also, now that we've learned that the Wraith is up here, maybe... I mean, that's obviously an optional area that we can only access now that we have learned how to do so. So the rest of the area might actually be somewhat easy. And maybe the southeastern corner is really the worst this cave here has to offer. But, you know, it's also not a bad thing to maybe try and get that out of the way. Also, I'm sure that it might be annoying in terms of certain enemies that are just annoying to deal with, but I'm sure that we can deal with it in terms of just pure difficulty. We're probably still quite, or, you know, yeah, still quite over-leveled, in fact, compared to all the necessary, all the you know, non-optional content around here. However, that being said, I'm obviously not going to continue this episode for much longer. I'm just going to take a quick look here, or rather, yeah, since we have unlocked the next pylon and talked to some important people, obviously I expected to have some new things to report here, and also maybe a new step in that Portal Fortress Spirit Infestation quest. There's a large Vanatae settlement in the northern frontier. You described the Vanatae to Sienna. Her reaction is her reaction surprises you. She doesn't seem interested or frightened. She seems resentful. Of course you make the discovery. Of course you make the discovery. Of course you see them, and you. She struggles to regain her composure. You have done well. You know what you must do. Yes. Keep them calm. Vanatae keep to themselves when allowed, but they can be very dangerous if angered. Do not anger them. Get through their lands without causing harm. I mean, that's what I hope to be able to do. The Empire will have enough of a struggle, and soon. We do not need to create new problems for Prazak's successor. She seems to know something you don't. She's also unwilling to discuss it. Okay. I mean, she probably is with Dorikas, right? Oh. Well, we'll see. We'll find out soon enough. Any more shades to kill? Not yet, really. That's surprising. Okay. But there will be at some point. Well, okay then. I guess we don't have any other business here for the time being, so next time we're going to take a look at this volcanic, sulfurous, screeching pit of horribleness. Maybe it's not going to be that bad. Oh. You find signs that the Vanatae have begun the hard work of clearing away centuries of unchecked fungal growth. For some reason, the work has stopped. The tools have been abandoned. Yeah, great. Definitely a good sign. Well, we're going to take a closer look at this pleasant area next time, as I said multiple times now. For the time being, I thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment, and I shall see you real soon. Bye-bye.